So before we manage or create any Kubernetes cluster objects or resources, we need to know about a utility called kubectl. You can call this kubectl, kubectl, or kubectl. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you need to know kubectl. That is our command line tool to interact with Kubernetes cluster. So that is the most important command line tool that you will always interact whenever you want to interact with Kubernetes cluster. So let me give you a little bit highlights about this utility. It allows you to run commands against Kubernetes cluster. Okay, any cluster related command you can think of, you can run with this utility. These commands inspect and manage cluster resources. It view logs and many other operations against Kubernetes cluster. Okay, we can create deployments, services, pods, replica, daemon sets, users, whatever you name it, everything that can be done through graphical interface, you can do it through this command line utility. Okay, so it means that it is absolutely must to know the knowledge of kubectl or kubectl or kubectl command. Okay, so this is the syntax. All you need to know one time what is the syntax, and then you are on your way to manage Kubernetes cluster. So kubectl in these brackets mean these are all optional. If you will just run kubectl, it will give you all the information related to this utility, or optionally you can provide commands, which we always do, and then the type, name and flags. Okay, so let me tell you what command mean. The command could be create or delete, get, edit, view and etc. Okay, so here it could be kubectl, any of these commands. The type is Kubernetes resource type. That resource type could be a pod, could be a service, could be a daemon set, could be deployment, could be cluster, could be config of a cluster, could be a service account, anything. Okay, you got the point. So command, type and the name. If you want to access let's say a pod, you have a 10 pods, you want to get one specific pod, so you need to provide the name of that pod. Okay, so that means name will be a resource name, like let's say in the case of pod, my pod. So it means that a reasonable command, kubectl command will look like kubectl get pod, the name of the pod. That makes sense. If you know this thing, then you are on your way to run this utility. If you do not know these commands, simply type kubectl --help and it will give you all the help related to kubectl. But if you want to do kubectl and then say get, okay, and then help, it will give you the help specific to the get command. So you got the idea. Let me go ahead and finish up this introduction and give you just a simple demo about kubectl, and then we will start our first journey on a first object of a Kubernetes cluster.